to India and Ireland, round Africa and back again. We don't really need to know just where we'll go. Maybe Canada, then to Brazil, then through the Alpine foothills. All I really want to know is, can we go? Oh baby, can we go? Round and around the globe.
Welcome to Take Me With You, episode 165. I'm Ryan,
And I'm Cheryl. We are two well-traveled people who want to go everywhere.
but that's not going to happen. Instead, for the last couple of years, we've been traveling vicariously by inviting guests to share their unique travel stories with us.
It's been awesome, and our podcast has been all over the globe.
Now we're taking some time to revisit the Wish You Were Here segment of our show, where we each share travel attractions that we recommend.
This week's Wish You Were Here's are things to eat in Seattle.
I made you wait till the end, but hopefully it was worth it, Cheryl.
I know. You know, it's so funny because you and I shared over 100 Wish You Were Here's each. So we had
Which is
to
ridiculous.
reflect on our lives and think about 100 different things in the world that we have done
Mm-hmm.
that are specific
Mm-hmm.
that we would want to recommend to someone else. And so we've really been like racking our brains. And obviously a lot of mine have been food. And it's really funny though, because I think if I made a list of places to eat in Seattle, I'm not sure if this is the list I would make or not.
Wait a minute.
But like all of these things I stand behind, all of these things I've probably taken an out of town guest to, or certainly a friend who has never gone to.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think like if you're visiting here or if you're from here, I think you need to go to all these places. Yeah, you do. Either way, you should go to all these places. But I wouldn't even say like this is a list of my favorite restaurants in Seattle, but I think this is more like maybe some unique dining.
Yeah, well, that's different where your favorite restaurant is a place that you might go to a bunch
Yeah.
often. Whereas if we're recommending someone who's traveling, you might not recommend your favorite restaurant. You might recommend a more unique experience.
Yes.
I
I
think.
think that's what today's list is.
Yeah, I think so. And I even have one this week, believe it or
And
not.
you even have one. And I've never
Just
been
one.
there.
But you haven't? I thought you had.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
No, I still
Wow.
haven't, even though you shared about it a while ago.
Well, yeah, but that's because COVID.
Yeah, we'll use that as an excuse. That's everyone's favorite
I mean, I
excuse,
think
and
it's
I
a
will
true
take
excuse
it.
right
Yeah. Yeah, but please go to these places and eat some good food and drink some good drinks and have a lovely time.
Cheryl?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to keep my local today. We are 3 Seattleites sitting here. So
Yes, we are.
I'm going to go with a
Space Needle.
unknown at a known place, maybe. So
Okay.
we all know Pike Place Market.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Pretty
that's
iconic.
one of the things, if you talk to someone, you say, oh, you visited Seattle. What did you see? And they say Pike's Place Market.
Mm.
And then they say the place with the fish.
Yep.
Or the pig.
Yep. There's the
there
pig
is a
there now.
pig,
That's
yeah.
true. Right by the fish.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so they're like,
Yep.
I don't know, the market. I think I went there. You know, that's like where people go.
Yeah.
And like I would say, yeah, like definitely checking it out is fun. But one of my favorite places at that market is Storyville Coffe House.
Okay.
Oh.
And what I love, I just love coffee shops a lot.
Where is it in the market?
So it's on the second story, with a big old window, so you can look down on the street. So what I love,
So cool.
I do love people. I also love my own little quiet corner where I get to like do the people watching
Yes.
and just like be there with like one person would be my favorite,
should
and then
go.
just so.
I'm already like, take me there.
So it's if you are facing the large sign where the throwing fish and the pig is right underneath the big
Yeah.
sign,
Mm-hmm.
it's like kind of a corner.
Yeah.
And then if you were kitty corner from that, so just on the other side of the street.
Yeah.
Okay, so the actual like corner of the block because the
Yes.
street goes like
Yes.
this.
Yeah. So that corner of the block, it's kind of like just around the corner. You look for signs for Storyville Coffe, and you go up a staircase that's like inside, and then you go in this coffee shop, and then there's a big window. You can look down on the street.
That's so cool.
It's so cozy. They hand out free chocolate cake once an hour.
Hell yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Can I say HE double hockey sticks on this podcast? 'Cause I just
I think it's once an hour or once every couple hours. I had heard about this.
Did you experience it?
Yeah.
Like, how big is this piece of chocolate
like a
cake?
slice of cake.
Like a
For free.
Like here is a warm slice
And it's good.
of delicious chocolate
OMG.
cake.
I think the three of us are all gonna have to go together and try out this chocolate
Yeah.
cake.
So I had heard about this and I was like, okay, cool. And so I went there with a friend. We order our coffee, we sit down, and then we hear, do you want a slice of cake? And it was like the perfect timing. I was like, yes, very much so.
Yes.
And then you eat your warm cake and drink your coffee in a really, it's and kind of big for that space. A lot of those shops are so tiny. They're
Sure.
pretty like sizable coffee shop.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
And
a great way to
how
experience
crowded
Pike
was
Place.
it when you were
Not
there?
very crowded. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like people don't really know where it is because like it's.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
the upstairs
you
is
guys
hard to
did it.
get.
I know,
So, like,
no.
yeah, mhm.
So it's probably one of those like hidden gems of Seattle that
Yeah.
like only
Yeah.
Seattleites would know.
Well, and like I mean, the gum wall
I
used
know
to
it.
be that, and
Yeah.
now everyone knows the gum wall. You know what I mean? And so,
Well, and it's
but,
probably
like,
hard too, just because Starbucks, the original Starbucks,
Yes.
is on that same,
Yes.
just a
Yes.
little bit
if you-
farther
if you
down,
get
right?
Yes.
Coffee in Pike Place, you're gonna
You
go
get
to
the
the
Starbucks.
yeah,
Starbucks.
exactly,
Which,
exactly.
and I mean, I would say, like, the reason I've gone there, that Starbucks one time, the reason I went there is because I collect Starbucks City mugs, and that location has their own
Right.
mug
Oh.
with the OG. Like
Yep.
the, so that's
Yeah.
a
I
reason,
knew
that's a
that.
reason
Yeah,
to
they
go there
do.
for me, is to get, like,
That
if you're
mug.
collecting the mugs.
See, and I've
you know?
only
Yeah.
been there with like out of towners who want to go the original,
Sure.
and so like I stand in line with them to a certain point, and then I get out of the line because I also, weird fact, don't do crowds in tight spaces. So being inside that shop freaks me out. I'm
Yeah.
like, I have to get out
Yeah,
of here.
I'm not
Yeah.
super into the, like, cramped
No,
crowd. I like
no.
people, though. I like a place that's kind of like hopping and everything.
Yeah.
But really, I just love the people watching, too. You know
People
what I
watching
mean?
Yeah.
is
So,
so much fun.
yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, Storybook Coffee.
Cool.
We're gonna
Yeah.
have to do a trip there.
Yeah.
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 All right, Cheryl.
I'm so happy that we have a third host for this.
I was gonna say, I feel like we've lost our podcast, Cheryl.
Yeah. It's been commandeered, but I'm okay with
That's
that.
okay. It's being run well.
So mine this week is in Seattle. It is called Cafe Mox. Are either of you familiar with Cafe Mox? So Cafe Mox is a board game bar. So it is the best kind of bar. So there's one in the neighborhood called Ballard, and then now there's actually one in Bellevue as well, which I have not gone to the Bellevue location.
Is that
yet.
one in downtown? Bellevue?
No, it's not. But so it is a bar where you can order food and drinks and all the usual things, and then they have a shelf of like all of the board games, and you go pick one out and play it at your table and do another one and would do whatever you want to do. And just board games are accessible to be used while you're there, which is so fun. And they're attached to a game store, and you can also do that in the game store. And so sometimes there's a long wait, and so you can give them your number and they'll text you when there's a table ready, and in the meantime you go to the game store and get a game started and then just move over to the bar, and then you know, when you have a table and everything. You can also order private rooms, so that's really fun for like my brother-in-law did that for his birthday one year, and that was really great. So, and you know, good food and drinks too, which is also great. So, but it's a fun way to like check out some new games with friends. And so, yeah, I'd recommend going to Cafe Mox.
That's awesome. I actually have been there. Now that I just didn't recognize the name. It's a really cool place. I went to the Bellevue one.
Oh, very
Yeah.
cool.
So where in Bellevue is it?
It's on Bellred Road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's where Google Maps directs me. Right
Local.
around there.
Cheryl, what are you gonna do for your Wish You Were Here?
Well, I'm going to do one in our home city of Seattle this week.
Awesome.
And it is a restaurant because, I love talking about food.
You do? You,
Yes,
Cheryl?
I don't know why this is not a food podcast, but, I guess
I do.
Yeah.
And sometimes it feels like a food podcast, so that's not always bad.
So it is a restaurant called Westward, which is on the north part of Lake Union. And it's a good restaurant, little pricey, but it's got yummy food. They have a really good brunch. But what makes it really fun is it's on the lake, and it uses that space in a unique way where some of the seating for the restaurant is Adirondack chairs that just face the water.
Well, so you have to lean forward to eat?
I mean, I think they put little tables between the chairs. I haven't sat in the chairs. Maybe, are you not an Adirondack chair fan yourself?
Well, yeah, but if I'm eating a meal, that seems like that'd be awkward.
Okay, well, maybe that spot's not for you. But then they also have some tables. They're practically on a dock. They're so close to the water. Just the water is right there. And it's really fun. So I went there for brunch with a friend. And it's not a huge restaurant either. So there is indoor seating, but we got some outdoor seating. And it was just we're eating on the water. And
that's cool.
The price is it's, I don't know. It's more pricey for me, but I don't eat crazy at fancy restaurants or anything normally.
Yeah.
But still considering the view, I was I feel like this is not that much to be right here and everything. And so, check out Westward. It's a really relaxing place. Give yourself some time to be there too. And if you're okay, maybe eat some small appetizers and drinks in the Adirondack chairs. How about that?
Yeah.
So do they have food that they're particularly famous for or anything?
I mean, I had
Or-
oysters there, but I don't know if there's a particular thing. I've just heard, they have a good brunch and a good happy hour.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm guessing they probably only do brunch on the weekends.
probably.
It's the worst decision.
Because that's when everyone wants to have brunch.
Well,
You want weekday brunch?
Yeah.
I want brunch all the time.
I mean, me too. Brunch is the best thing ever. So
I think that's my real problem. Is I just want brunch to always be available.
yeah,
I want to
that's
have
very
brunch for
true.
dinner. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I know. And when we were traveling, the restaurants that served breakfast, if you just weren't sure, you were just going into a small town, it was a diner, you just always order the breakfast just for dinner.
Because that's reliable.
It's reliable. Yeah, they can't ruin
That
the
is good
eggs.
advice. Yeah. Yeah. So go to Westward.
All right, that sounds fun.
Westward Ho.
So Cheryl, why don't you get us started? What would you like to do for your Wish You Were Here?
I'm going to do a local one for the three of us here in Seattle in the Fairmont neighborhood, and like to share about Schilling Cider. Have either of you been there?
I don't think so.
No.
Are you a cider fan, Kyle?
Yes, I think I am.
Okay.
I actually don't know
Okay.
that I've found a form of alcohol that I don't like other than tequila.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
cider, yeah, I'm in.
I was gonna say I'm the same as you, but I love tequila. I'd say vodka's the
get
only one I'm
out.
kind of whatever about. But
Okay, yeah.
yeah. Do you enjoy getting a flight? Do you like to try?
I do,
different
yes.
things?
I do actually quite a bit. Yeah.
Okay, so I'd recommend Schilling Cider then. I love it. It's one of my favorite places to take someone when they're out of town, too, because we usually end up in Fairmont at some point anyway. It's a fun little neighborhood, and this place is just a few blocks, from the troll statue, and the water and things like that. They have 30-plus ciders on tap, and from all these different places. So some of them are Schilling Cider, but some of them are Tieton Cider, all these different other brands. But you can do a flight of 6 and you can choose any 6. And they have all these really fun flavors. They have a cider, which is really good. It's a chai flavored cider. They have spicy ones. They have, all these different fruits that they blend with it. And so it's so fun. It's fun to do with a group of people too. They have just really long tables you can sit at and everything. So I'd recommend it. It's a fun place.
So Cheryl, what would you like to do for your Wish You Were Here?
I want to share about a unique dining experience, and that is eating in the restaurant that's in the Space Needle.
Oh yeah.
It's really fun. Sandy, have you been to Seattle?
I have not.
Okay, so the Space Needle, I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with just like that building, but there's a restaurant up there, and the restaurant rotates one full rotation every hour. And so, I mean, definitely go on a clear day. But that's just fun. You know, it's like it's really unique just being in this place that's like meant to be a really good viewpoint, you know, and then all the tables just like have a view, and you like step on the part that's the conveyor belt, which is like that outer ring, and that's where all the tables are. And I mean, yeah, it's like not a cheap dining experience, but it's such a unique thing to do. And man, it was really fun. It was a number of years ago that I went, and I don't know if it's open. It's not open right now, but I'm sure it'll come back. And then, I mean, I haven't been to the new Space Needle observation deck, but I gotta go check that out sometime, because it used to be like almost like a fence. I mean, Ryan, how would you describe it? Like these bars or lines or things like that, and now they made it all glass, and so it's supposed to be a much better view now. But yeah, go check out that restaurant when you can.
When restaurants are open again.
Ryan, tell us about your wish you were here.
Yeah, so mine is also a Seattle area one, and that's actually like Seattle. So in downtown Seattle, there is the Fairmont Olympic Hotel. And in the hotel, they have what they call the Gregorian restaurant. You'll like that, Cheryl, that they have a restaurant. And one of the things that they do there is you can do tea, or like high tea, that is, you know, this kind of fun sort of, I don't know, you get the little 3-tiered things that has little finger sandwiches and all of those things. And one thing that is really great to do, and it's on my mind right now because when we're recording, this is the week before Mother's Day. Mother's Day is this upcoming weekend. By the time you all hear this, Mother's Day will be long gone, and we'll be waiting for the next year. But you can do it, and that's a great thing to do to take your mom to for Mother's Day. Now, obviously, I don't know what things are looking like right now with COVID and what, you know, all of those things are like. But the other, this comes with a tip as well, because it's beautiful and it's gorgeous, and the food is actually really good. And I like tea, so they've got really great tea as well. And obviously on Mother's Day, it books up pretty quickly, but the 2 weekends, the weekend before and the weekend after, not super crazy busy. So as long as your mom is okay with not doing it on Mother's Day or Mother's Day weekend, that's still a really cool thing to do for Mother's Day, that you can do with it being a little less crowded and hard to get. So
nice.
That's my wish you were here.
I love it. That's
fantastic. Have you done it, Cheryl? Marissa, you're nodding.
No.
I think you're aware of it.
I loved going to tea though, but I have not gone there. That sounds wonderful.
I've had the Fairmont tea, I think, in Vancouver, Canada. So at different hotel, well, the same hotel chain, but different actual hotel, but the same high tea. And I did that with my mom, and of course, I love that as well. So.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to do that with my mom and sisters sometime. That sounds great.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think when I did it with my mom and one of my sisters. We may have laughed through the whole thing. So I don't know that we really got the whole idea of what high tea really meant per se, but we had a great time. So
love it.
Maybe we weren't quite as formal as we perhaps should have been,
but you had fun.
Oh, we did. And my mom did too.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, it was. We would love it if you would follow us on social media. We are at Timwe Podcast. That's at TMWY for Take Me With You Podcast. We are on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter.
You can also email us at timwepodcast@gmail.com. Tell us, what are your wish you were here's for this location?
We would love to hear that. You can also call us and leave us a voicemail at 406-763-8699. Or if it's easier to remember, 406-POD-TIMWE. We would love it if you would rate and review our podcast to tell other people what you think about it, subscribe to make sure you don't miss an episode, and share about this episode on your social media.
As always, thank you to Beth Reed Miller for the awesome artwork. You can check out more of Beth's artwork at Beth Is Something. And thank you to Erica Corbin for the use of her song Round the Globe. You can listen to Erica's music wherever music is sold or streamed.
That's all we have for this episode. So until next time, remember to take me with you.
Take me with you.
Can we get a sailboat chasing down the sunset as we float round and round the globe? Salty air and balmy nights, guided only by the lights above, and a lot of love. All the world